Well, there you go, folks. That's the Highlifter snorkel kit. And for the most part, it was pretty easy to install. I did have to do a few modifications, but it turned out for the best. I really like it. Well, as you can see, it snowed April the 11th, 2021. We had a lot of snow this morning to wake up to. It's kind of melting, but we're here to talk about a snorkel kit. Make sure you follow the instructions all good. I put this on myself, the muffler tape, and just because it's so close to the exhaust shroud, I just thought I don't think that's going to last too long, so I put that on. Obviously it went over the factory housing here, and I siliconed that as per specs. I did take apart the CVT, and I siliconed it just to make sure. It's going to be a heck of a time to get that out. I also did the air box too. I siliconed it. Now, I did buy some gaskets from OMC, but I haven't put them on yet. So eventually, yeah, I'll get rid of all that silicone gasket, silicone glue, it probably is now, and I'll put in the OMC gaskets that I got. And one thing I did like about putting on this Highlifter kit was it looks cool, but it also helps with oil changes, and I'll show you why. When you had those long lines going from the engine to the back, you couldn't really get to your oil filter. Now there's your oil filter. Nice and easy to get to. Before it was quite a pain in the ass, but now just doing that snorkel kit sure saved time getting to that oil filter and that, so that was kind of nice. That was a bonus. Following the instructions, it says that you should take off your CVT cover and take off your back cover too with some long bolts. That's the only thing I didn't do, was take the back cover off. I did take the clutch off and the secondary, and I said to heck with that. I'm pretty sure that's not going to leak. The actual Highlifter instructions say you should undo the bolts. They're pretty long. They go through the whole length of the engine, a couple of them. and I just wasn't prepared to do that, so I just left it as is. And so far I haven't had any problem. I haven't had it up to the engine yet, deep water, but I have had it to about, oh, right here. It, you know, it did cover the full primary pulley, and I didn't get any water in. So I still basically left those there. I didn't want to remove them. Heck, just leave them there. Again, those are what those long tubes will connect to. That's your original intake for your air box and your original intake for your CVT. But I just left them there. And here is from the, unfortunately, you do have to cut your box with this kit. There is another brand out there that will come through behind your seat, but if you have a window, a rear window, that's not going to work for you. So I went with this option, even though I have an open cab still. I figured cutting the box was probably a little bit easier, and it turned out okay. They give you a nice metal cover here and the Highlifter there, so it's pretty nice. Okay, so the next question is, looks like you got 4 pipes here. So what's happening? Well, this one here is the intake for your air box. This one here is your intake for your CVT. And these 4 pipe, well, basically that's your exhaust from your CVT, and it goes up and it comes back down onto your engine, and that's what actually blows onto your engine. Kind of like what the factory exhaust did, shorter for your CVT. So that's why there's 4 pipes. So that was all that I had to remove from the Ranger. The long tubes that come from the original intakes, I just left them in place. And so if I'm guessing right, you know, that's the intake for your CVT. That's your intake for the air. And of course that's the exhaust that just comes from your CVT and blows on top of your engine. So that's all you should have remaining, those parts. Yes, I made a shed just for my Ranger in city limits, under 100 square feet. They can't do a darn thing. Oh, I better get the Ranger back in the shed before it starts snowing, but there you go. The Highlifter snorkel kit. Awesome for its money. Okay, good luck with your Ranger.